Hey everybody, it's Loren Kling, and welcome to the premiere episode of the Best 3 Questions Ever. Now to explain this new show, let me ask you a couple of questions. What's your favorite cartoon character? What was the first concert you ever went to? What television show would you watch if it included full nudity? Now for most of us, these seem like pretty simple questions to answer, but could you correctly guess how someone you didn't even know would answer these same questions? We've asked a panel of comedians to do exactly that in our new game show with a little twist of talk show called the Best 3 Questions Ever. Hey everybody, I'm Loren Kling. I'm the creator and host of the Best 3 Questions Ever. You are about to listen to our first live show ever, which was recorded on Friday, October 10th, 2014 at the fanaticSalon in Culver City, California. Here's how the game show works. First, I do a quick talk show style interview with a member of our audience. Next, we ask them 3 questions about their lives. Then, it's time for our panel of comedians to delve into the psyche of this stranger in order to correctly guess how they would answer the best 3 questions ever. We even get the audience involved by having them tweet their own guesses during the show. My co-host and co-producer is Alan Ng, and I'm your host and show creator, Loren Kling. Relax and enjoy the premiere episode of the Best 3 Questions Ever.
Please welcome the people from Best 3 Questions Ever! Yay! My name is Alan. This is actually the first time we're doing that game show in front of a live audience. Now, my therapist says that I need to get to know people and not to do it over Facebook. So you guys look like really friendly people out there. So what's going to happen is we're going to get to know you a little bit better. So we need a contestant for our game show, and we're going to get to know you. So raise your hand if you would like to participate, possibly be recorded for a podcast, and would like to share a little bit about yourself. Raise your hand if you'd like to do that. Yes, and there's a prize involved. Did I mention that? Too late. All right. Also, there's an interactive portion in this, and we're going to test it out tonight. So if you have a smartphone, pull it up, open it to Twitter, and you're going to be able to participate in this game show at the same time. The game show, at Twitter, it's Best 3 Questions, and that's numeral 3. So Best 3 Questions. All right. I think I did it backwards. So with that, let's welcome our host, Loren Kling.
Okay, welcome to Best 3 Questions. The best way I can describe this is the Graham Norton Show meets Match Game. What's going to happen is, in a moment, we're going to have 3 people come up here on stage. There are a panel of comedians. They are going to be paneling. What's going to happen is, Alan's going to take Leah out in the back.
Actually, we're going to do this live, so
we're going to do this live.
Be here, yeah.
Oh, okay, great. Improv. All right. So what's going to happen is, Alan's going to interview Leah and ask her some.
No, actually, you're going to interview Leah, and then I will ask questions.
I'm going to interview Leah. Okay, we're going to do the questions later.
Yes.
Right. I'm going to start off with Leah. Have a seat.
Thank you.
Are we calling up the team, or are we?
Yeah, why don't you call up the team?
Okay, why don't I call up the team? Let's bring up our players. We've got Rebecca Lee, Rachel Bieber, and our special third panelist, J. Keith Van Straaten. Okay, let me start again. So the premise of the show is, can a panel of comedians correctly guess how a member of the studio audience will answer 3 thought-provoking, soul-searching, and quite possibly socially awkward questions? Good. Ready for this?
I am.
Excellent. So I'm going to start by just interviewing you. I know you sort of. We used to be on an improv team many years ago.
We were.
So where have you been all this time?
In Lomita.
In Lomita?
Yes.
What is Lomita?
Lomita's in the South Bay. It's a little armpit of the South Bay.
What is the South Bay?
The South Bay is stuff south of the airports.
Which airports?
Los Angeles International Airport.
Oh, LAX.
LAX.
Okay. Oh, got it. You're San Diego then. Perfect.
Yes.
Excellent. So what do you do in Lomita?
Try to get out of Lomita.
Okay. What do you do? What's your profession?
What is my profession? I'm actively seeking a profession right now. So my profession is looking for a profession.
Okay. So let's delve into that.
Okay.
And panelists, pay attention, because at the end of the interview, at the end of the interview, I'll give you 3 a chance to ask a follow-up question, and then what will happen is
we'll ask Leah a series of questions that she'll have answered privately, and you will try to see if you can guess how she answered the questions based on the interview. So it's a kind of, can you guess her from...
That sounds like a fun game.
No, it is a fun game. So, and for every question you answer correctly, you will get a 4-second plug. You know, most of us are actors, improvisers. Yeah, you like that. You can use 4-second plug. And the audience, you are also involved as a collective audience. You will have the chance to answer the question and earn the chance to do a 4-second collective plug. So, excellent. So let's go back to the interview. Okay. So you're kind of looking for something to do in life.
Yes.
Is there anything you've thought of as a kid that you wanted to do when you grow up?
Well, I wanted to be an Olympic gymnast, but that's not going to work anymore.
Okay. Did you do any gymnastics?
I did gymnastics. I was doing it 3 days a week for about 6 years straight.
Wow, that's a long time for a gymnast to do it. And you had a lot of fun.
I did. I had a great time.
What was it about gymnastics that you liked?
You got to fly in the air, which you can't do normally.
Right.
But yeah, I loved it. I wanted to be Nadia Comaneci.
Yeah.
That was what I wanted to be.
Wow, that's awesome. So, has there been anything else in life that maybe kind of bring a smile to your face? Like, I want to do something that brings me joy, like that did for me when I was a kid.
Well, I do enjoy acting. So, yes, that's...
So is that something you want to do then?
Yes.
Sure, but you don't sound sure. No. I think for a lot of us it's a scary proposition because especially when you come from, if you've had office jobs all your life, to decide that I'm going to do something that I don't know if I'm good at or if people respect me, that's a scary thing.
It's true.
And so I think for all of us, and it's a very judgmental kind of profession.
Yeah.
Is that any of those kind of...
Yeah, no, you have to have a thick skin. It's like being on Match.com. It's like constant rejection.
This is my grandfather's old VW bug. So you've been on Match.com?
I've been on Match.com.
And how was the experience?
I was on 2 different times, 2 different... My mother bought me my first Match.com. My first 3 months on Match were courtesy of my mother.
Is that like a gift card?
It was a Christmas present, which is even better. Yes, I've been on Match.
Yeah. And how did you find the dates?
I actually met lovely people that I would never date. That were lovely.
Right.
That I don't want to date. And one really freaking weirdo.
Yeah. Yes. Have either of any of you on the panel done the online dating before? Yeah.
I was on Tinder for 6 days. That was it.
And then you met the man.
I met like a week before that, and it was really awkward. And then I've been avoiding him ever since.
Oh God.
Okay. So good. So you've thought about acting.
Yes.
Is there any actors that really bring passion, like the fire in your soul?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there are a ton. Individual people. I love Viola Davis. I think she's amazing. There's so many people. I'm trying to think. Like all the comedians now that are doing so amazing stuff. Key and Peele are like my idols. Amy Schumer, freaking.
It's a great time.
It's such a great time,
isn't it?
I wish I could go back and start all over again right now.
But here's the thing: if you start today, you're already one day ahead of where you would be tomorrow. Thank you. I sound like my mother and a career counselor all at the same time. You should be a farmer, according to this 9th grade.
I got a tweet syndrome.
But no, seriously. I decided at age 39, I was like, I'm in a cubicle job that I hate, and it's sucking the soul out of my life. And I met a woman who helped me make a 3-month escape plan from the job. And so by the time I got out of it, I was fired 2 months later. I was already off and running.
Thank you, Hillary Clinton.
But really, there's no reason to think it's too late. we've heard about the. She passed away recently. I can't think of the actress's name, but she didn't start until her 70s.
Yeah. Well, Julia Child didn't start cooking until she was in her late 30s.
Right.
And I always remember that.
Late 30s sound so old. It's like,
No, I'm there. But I mean, it's like she had such an illustrious career that seemed so long. That's the thing I'm thinking of, is the length and the impact she had, and the fact that she's starting around the same time.
Were your parents, did they have the typical job where they went to school, then started as a grunt in somewhere in an office and worked their way up?
My mom was a nurse.
And that's kind of the traditional way we're taught of growing up. And so for us to decide it, in our late 30s, to them it's like, what? Yeah, why don't you have a job already?
Yeah, exactly. So, why aren't you taking care of me?
Right. Is there anything as a child that you love to do that you do now as an adult? Something that you're passionate about
that I do now as an adult?
Yeah.
That I wanted to do as a child? Well, I always wanted to live near the beach. So that alone, California takes care of that.
Does Lomita mean near the beach?
It's close enough. Close enough. It's not that bad. Yeah, it's like you hop in the car and you're in Redondo Beach. Not that far away.
Okay. So that's something you're talking about you dreamed of.
I wanted to be in the beach. Yeah.
That's excellent. Yeah. So good. So that was just a little bit to get to know Leah a little bit more. And now it's time for each of our panelists to ask. It can be a follow-up question based on something that I discussed, or anything else that you want to ask Leah, just to try to get to know her a little bit better.
Well, I too wanted to be an Olympic gymnast. So when I was a kid, it was like my life was gymnastics. So like my career ambition was to be a gymnastics coach, because that's the only thing I could think of. Did you ever have that aspiration, and did you ever think, if that's not it, then maybe I'm going to have to, once I retire from gymnastics, do something else that doesn't involve my body? Did you ever have that?
No, I didn't think that far enough ahead. In my mind was only the Olympics and death. And I didn't quite have a game plan for the other team. So then when it happened, it was just like, okay, I guess I'll go to middle school. It was just like, oh, okay, I guess I'll just go to school and do other stuff. And then I became obsessed with Annie on Broadway. So then I did want to be Annie after that. That also didn't happen. But I do have the airport now. I didn't.
Again, why can't you do it now?
I don't know. We could have my friend is a director, and he swears to God one day we're going to do a very special production of Annie.
The Wiz. Hello.
That's true. That's true.
Excellent. Thank you.
It'll be like the reverse. You know how people, when they're kids, and then when they're like elderly, it's like the same thing. You're taking care of the elders, so it's like it's a nursing home instead of an orphanage.
I'm not that old.
In the future, you don't think future.
It's either Annie or death.
So you were thinking about the future, and I will admit, Annie is at least a fictional character.
Yes.
So if you were to be Annie, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. She wasn't real. It's okay. It's okay.
What should you call?
But Nadia Comaneci was a real person. So as a child, you weren't thinking too far ahead. Did you think, like, I want to be Nadia Comaneci? Did you think who she would be if you were her?
No. I didn't think about that. I didn't think about anything like real, like understanding if she was living in horrible quasi-communist Romania and had to like escape. I was just like, she got a perfect 10! I want a perfect 10!
So it was very shallow.
That was very shallow. It was did not dig deep. She's also she's tiny and not that attractive. So I was but I was in it to win it. Yeah.
In it to win it. Did a game show on NBC.
Hello. What was your screen name on Match?
It was Leah Burnette. My last name is Burnette.
That's very, very personal.
It is. We didn't date. It wasn't me.
You and me?
No, we didn't.
Oh, that's tomorrow. That's what we're saying. We can date tomorrow.
We could. Exactly.
Why wait until tomorrow when you can date today, because you're already ahead by one day?
Yeah.
My girlfriend's here.
And my boyfriend's home, so yeah.
I don't even eat on my
follow-up questions, and thank you for the interview.
Okay, so here's how the game show works. We're going to ask Leah 3 questions, and our panelists here are going to write down how they think Leah will answer that question. I'll give them 3 cards and a pencil each. And then I'll give Leah 3 cards as well. And as I ask the question, everyone will fill out their answer. I will collect them, and I will know Leah's, and I'll know everyone else. I'll collect them. I'll post them on this board here, and you guys will guess of the 4 answers which one was Leah's actual answer. Now, there could be strategy here. You could vote for your own answer, but that won't get you anything. There'll be no plug for that. And then also, for you audience members, if you tweet at @best3questions, I've got a live connection to Twitter. It's that amazing. Computers. If you want to answer the question, we can. If I find your answer pretty interesting, I'll throw it up on there as well. And then also for the best tweet of the night, there is a prize for you. So pull out those smartphones. So Loren,
yes.
So what'll happen is just for you guys, I'll collect yours first, and then I'll collect the 3 of you. And Loren, question number 1 is number 6.
The first one is number 6. Yes. Okay. So the question for Leah is, what did you collect as a child? What? And for the panel, what did Leah collect as a child?
So we should replace you with Leah.
No, you will answer when you think
No, you
Leah.
don't replace
Leah
him. You
would.
replace her with.
You're going to write down on your card
What you think I'm
what you think Leah collected as a child.
Right.
And it's like a well-oiled machine.
All right, excellent. So they're.
And then what Loren will do is he'll ask the panelists.
So thank you. So he'll take them. Jay Keith,
Hello.
is there something as a child that you collected?
Oh, sure.
Name something.
I collect. Yeah, that's a good question. I have no idea. Oh, the first thing that popped in my head, I don't know why. There were these little rubber, like finger puppet monsters that you could get, either from the quarter machine at the grocery store, or for some reason I think my optometrist had them, and I don't know why. Well, I didn't have access to wholesale when I was.
No import-export business.
I had them. So there were the little rubbery finger monsters, and there was like a dark purple one, and I had a red one, and an orange one, and oftentimes I would have conversations.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And it would
I just used olives.
Olives.
Yeah.
Rachel, what did you collect as a child?
Much to my mother's annoyance, rocks. I was like, this rock is gray, but when you put it in water, it has purple stripes. And this rock is a quartz. And
Please
I
tell
have
me.
bags of rocks.
Please tell me you were in high school in this period.
Now I collect jewels.
Oh, good. Excellent. Rebecca, what did you collect?
Hotel soap.
A hotel soap? Really? How did that fascination happen? Lots of hotel
I guess the first time I went to a hotel, I was like, free soap? That's awesome. And they're little. They're cute. They're little, and I was always a small person. And I found them last Christmas. My dad brought me a bag from the closet. His room is my old room. I used to have a really nice room. He said, here's your hotel soap. I'm like, I guess I can use it now. I don't collect them anymore. So.
Is there an expiration date on soap? Does anybody know that?
I don't think so.
All right. So if anybody wants some soap from Howard Johnson, what else was around in the 70s? I don't know.
Most of them were generic. They didn't even have. They just had I had collections like the same brand from like different hotels, but they weren't actually the same.
Oh, okay.
Just, like,
This is fascinating.
and they were different. I got so mad at my dad one time because he ran out of soap and he took some out of my collection.
That's like the comic collector's version of, oh yeah, I threw them away because I didn't think that...
You already read them.
Yeah, you already read them. All right. Excellent.
Hey, what did you collect, Loren?
When I was a child, what did I collect? Mad magazines. I was a huge Mad magazine fan, but because of my brother. So I kind of... Yeah. How about you?
Oh, I collected comic books. And my favorite was Captain America, which you should purchase. There's a new #1 coming out pretty soon, and it's a different Captain America. Leah knows what I'm talking about.
Can I change my answer?
There you go.
All right.
So Loren, here's the that's in there as well. So,
Okay, so we have four
answers.
Four possible answers, and I will read those off, and then the panelists and also the audience will try to guess what the correct answer is.
Okay.
If you get it correct, you will earn a 4-second plug. Okay, so our four options are leotards. Did Leah collect dolls? Did she collect plastic Olympic medals? Or Michael Jackson posters? We're going to start down on the end with Rebecca. What do you think she collected? Leotards, dolls, plastic Olympic medals, or Michael Jackson posters?
I'm going to say Michael Jackson posters, just because she seems pretty cool, and I feel like she would collect Michael Jackson.
Excellent. Rachel?
I was also totally into Michael Jackson in the 80s, 70s, 80s. I'm going with Michael Jackson posters also.
Michael Jackson posters. And J. Keith?
My posters all had cats hanging from trees. I also like Michael Jackson posters. I remember this one collage one, and it had his with the toes up and the silver socks, and I'm happy for that memory.
Did the cat hanging from the trees that said hang in there?
No, naturally.
And audience, anybody, it's kind of hard to see, but anybody want to raise their hand and make a guess on which answer Leah is Leah's? Anybody? Not all at once?
Or how about this one? Everyone yell it out at one time.
Yeah, okay. Well, on the count of three, yell out which one you think it is. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's it, exactly.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, so I've got Michael Jackson posters from Rebecca, from Rachel, from J. Keith, and audience. Leah, would you please pick the card and show everyone what the answer is?
Can you guys see this?
Michael. That's 1 point for each of the panelists. So we'll start with Rebecca. You have a 4-second plug. You can plug anything you want. Ready, go.
Tomorrow night, now improv, 8 o'clock. Our group.
Thank you very much. Rachel, 4 seconds.
Rachel and Sam read a story on iTunes. It's very funny.
Thank you. J. Keith.
I was in the show tonight at 8.
It's never too late to start.
Audience, I know there's somebody in particular that wants to do a 4-second plug for your social media. Somebody, go.
Tonight on YouTube.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
All right, well, hey, that was our first best question ever. So our second best question ever is question number 11.
Number 11. Okay, Leah, what is your favorite dinner? Panelists, what is Leah's favorite dinner?
I'm not going to say that.
All right, they're writing down their answers. My favorite dinner is beef ribs and artichokes. My mom used to make that. Oh, that sounds good.
Why don't we eat together, man?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
There should be a website.
Where we eat food
Together.
Nobody eats it together anymore.
All right. Rebecca, what was your favorite food as a child? Or as an adult?
It was called Number 14. I guess somebody in my family worked at a restaurant and it was number 14 on the menu. I didn't find out until I was like a teenager, like a late teenager. It's actually called steak fajitas. That was what my mom made.
All right, Rachel. I know it's hard to follow that up, but what was your
I
favorite?
do love beef ribs. I totally am right there with you. When I was a little kid, it was always, I want beef ribs for my birthday or sushi. It vacillates. They're very different.
Mine was beef ribs or Farrell's ice cream parlor. So close. All right. J. Keith, what's your favorite?
I love a good beef brisket, like on some raw noodles, maybe a little potato carrot roaster there, like a little salad or something. But I never get to have that anymore.
Why?
Oh, who makes brisket?
We know a few. Brisket.
Good.
Okay.
Anyone else?
All right, Alan.
Oh yeah, being an Asian American, I love spaghetti.
With meat sauce?
Yeah, with meat sauce.
Or don't say Alfredo.
And then my grandmother has this ancient recipe where she would take ground beef and mash it into a ball, and then
Those are called meatballs.
It's an
no, it would be bars.
Okay, anyway. Okay. Do we have...
What was your favorite?
Oh, I already said.
You did?
I was the beef ribs and the artichokes.
Okay, great.
Do we have the cards?
Yes, we do. Let me grab these here.
Okay. So the question was, what is your favorite dinner?
Yes, I'm sorry. Actually.
That's okay.
Oh, by the way, forgot to mention that in the last round, Tijuana Floyd gave us the leotards answer. And okay, and we have another situation where we are taking another audience response.
We are.
Yes. Okay.
Excellent. So social media is working for this.
Yes, so far. I think it's the same person.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so these are the possible answers for Leah. What is Leah's favorite dinner? Chips and salsa and margarita, lasagna, mac and cheese, or goulash. So those are the 4 possible answers. Let's start with J. Keith. J. Keith, which one do you think is Leah's favorite dinner?
Well, I can't see the board, and so I'm going to go with one that.
I'm multitasking.
I'm hoping it's the salsa margarita, but I'm going to go with mac and cheese because that just seems it just calls out to me like a bowl of mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese, excellent. Rachel?
I'm going with lasagna.
Lasagna.
Because vegetables and vegetables are good for you.
All right, excellent.
I'm gonna have to go with mac and cheese, and I don't really have a good reason. It's just a gut feeling.
Okay, on the count of 3,
I don't like mac and cheese. I like it.
Okay.
But I know that other people like mac and cheese, so that's why I'm going with that.
So we know what the panelists
Yes.
think that you should like based on their personal dietary needs. Audience, on the count of 3, shout out which one you think it is. 1, 2, 3. Lasagna. I heard lasagna, and I heard goulash from a couple of funnies. Yeah, goulash. Goulash. Would you like to say goulash? On the count of 3, I'll say goulash. 1, 2, 3. Goulash. Very good. All right. So, Leah, here's the 4 possible answers. Why don't you
Yes.
pick out and tell us, question number 11, what is your favorite dinner?
If I was being put to death, I would want chips and salsa.
Nobody gets a plug.
Sorry, kids.
But since most people voted for mac and cheese, hey Hawkeye tonight at Hawkeye tonight, why don't you give us a plug?
Hey.
Hawkeye tonight on YouTube.
Oh, there we go. Wow.
All
I
right.
see a lot of cat videos. All right. All right, and then finally,
Third best
the
question
third best question ever is question number. I've written it down. I put it here. Oh yeah, here we go. No, that's not it. Number 18.
Number 18. All right, the third best question ever is Leah, if you could have dinner with one historical figure, who would it be? Panelists, if Leah could have dinner with one historical figure, who would it be?
Right. Does historical mean dead?
Historical means
Or
anybody
made history.
made history.
Anyone that made history.
Thinking.
Made history outside of social media.
Thinking. Alan, anybody from history you'd like to have dinner with?
It's right.
It used to be Jesus, now it's Joan Rivers.
All right, you leave the comedy to the comedians, all right? Okay. Are you still thinking?
I'm not ready to go.
JP, how about you? If you could have dinner with one historical figure,
Me at 4. Like me at 4 years old.
at 4 years old,
Yeah.
how do you think you would handle dinner with you at 4?
Well, I think I would handle it well. I think my 4-year-old would be very disappointed.
I'm sorry to hear that.
No, you-
What would you have?
What do you mean?
What do you think you'd have for dinner?
Chips and salsa and margaritas.
I like that. Rachel?
Oh, man, that's really
Oh.
difficult. No, let him have another one.
Sorry, Bert Tommy. I forgot.
I totally good.
I would want to hang out with a vaudevillian,
Like Maury Amsterdam or
somebody who got into pictures.
Joan Rivers or...
He was not a
A little action.
like a Marx Brothers type of fellow.
All right.
You know, physical comedy.
Right. All right. A messy dinner. Rebecca, who, if you could have dinner with a
I
historical
have
figure?
to say Robin Williams. Anyway. Okay, Lucille Ball. Let him take that answer.
I guess it's too soon to take
It's too soon, apparently. But either of them.
I guess it's never mind. In here, I had it formulated sort of.
For comedy.
Bird comedy. All right, excellent. Okay, so now let's get to it. Rebecca, who do you think?
Oh,
What? Oh, I'm sorry.
give me a little bit of time.
You gotta write those down. Okay. If I could have dinner with one historical figure, no, you know what?
So many people.
I would love to have dinner with Gene Rayburn. I grew up a huge game show fan as a kid, and he did Match Game was one of my favorite games. But I have a feeling he would be an asshole. I don't know why. It seems like all older people from that generation were assholes.
What if you could have it when he was younger before he was an asshole? Or we could just play the game out.
I'm thinking, I don't know.
There you go.
Yeah. All right, excellent. Thank you. Okay, so here are the 4 possible answers, Leah.
5 answers.
The 5. Oh, there's 5. Wow. This is good.
Actually, have a round.
It's hard.
Okay. If Leah could have dinner with one historical figure, who would it be? So our choices are Jesus, Billie Holiday, Derek Jeter, Nadia Comaneci, and Nadia's coach, Bella Crowley. Bella Crowley. So let's start with Rachel. Rachel, what do you think the answer is?
I'm going to go with Billie Holiday because she was an amazing performer, and I've seen Leah perform before, and I can see how she might look up to Billie Holiday.
Excellent. Jay Keith.
Well, Nadia Comaneci is certainly tempting. But then there's...
I couldn't get to Google.
Then there's Bella Cavalix. Also very tempting.
I do math really well.
I don't peg her as a Yankees fan, but that might just be wishful thinking. So I'm going to go with Billie Holiday.
Billie Holiday, also from Jay Keith. Rebecca.
I don't know who Derek Jeter is, so I'm sorry.
It's okay, still the rest of New York won't either.
It's not historical. Okay. You know what? Billie Holiday.
Billie Holiday. So we have a sweep from the panel. Audience, on the count of 3, let us know, who do you think if she could have dinner with one historical figure or Derek Jeter, who would it be? 1, 2, 3.
Derek Jeter.
Derek Jesus.
I heard Derek Jesus. Did you hear Jesus?
Mm-hmm.
I heard Jesus.
Well, those are very thought-provoking, profound choices there.
They are.
Yeah.
Okay. Here are the 5 possible answers. Leah, why don't you pick out the card and let the world know if you could have dinner with one historical figure, who would it be?
He is so historical.
That's why I love this game.
Now also, it appears the audience plays this game much better. Because Shano Mac, you got Billie Holiday. So throw out a plug.
Culver Improv in Little Tokyo on Saturday.
Thank you very much. All right, well, wow, ladies and gentlemen, those are the best 3 questions ever. Let's give it up for Leah. Thank you very much. Leah, we have here a $10 gift card to Starbucks.
Yes.
Van Straaten, Rachel Bieber, Rebecca Lee, and Alan Ing, Loren Kling, and ladies and gentlemen, thank you for...
By the way, we got a winner for the best tweet. We're going to go with mac and cheese, so that's Hawkeye tonight.
Yeah!